So I'm gonna go like twice or whatever.
Okay.
Or however. Yeah. Yo, the first dance that I ever thought was ill was that, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, merry-go-round. Yo, negative aspects added up to a plus. Okay, I'm spitting gibberish. That's the art of war. So I guess I've been starving for days now. Yeah, I'ma stay down if it is that those that came around really did that wrongdoing that people say now is speaking about my name. How should you lame clowns ever think that you could ever be on the brink of being cleverer than the most cleverest of words you ever did heard, especially from a wordsmith that's worthiest of your attention? Word he is somebody that's outside of his mind state, higher than the crime rate with the natural high. I hate the fact that these people that are passing me by are actually athletes that has been in the prime before my approach to it decided. It's undecided mind to actually side with the righteous side to. Besides the point. What I mean to say is that's besides the point. I need no description. I'm so fucking focused and fully devoted to the devotion. And when it comes to the holiest of scriptures, I got the rhymes and rhythms that I decide to get into your mind. It's kind of like Armageddon. Your arm is getting tired holding up the sword for hours. And even more than that, minutes, seconds, milliseconds too. Every single time that I feel like I'm dancing with the devil's daughter, it's so surreal. But I go around like a merry-go-round. Yeah, the merry goes down in history like she bared thee and carried the baby that she barely knew. In the beginning of time, we barely would do the right thing. That's why we would move in on one another, not knowing that the other was covered in blood from another war, that they had their stubborn swords raising up more stakes. And for sure, I know that's hard to replace. The acts of and the actions are impactful, so I had to bring it up. I can't believe that war still exists. Can't believe that we cannot leave that in the past. We cannot be of the matrix and just push that fucking button, the self-destructive, in a self-destructive way. I wish I could have constructive criticism to not get in the way of deleting that. Yeah, now we're repeating that same path that's pathologically, illogically illogical to be the most illogical thing to ever endeavor your whereabouts on. Yo, the microphone, wherever they are, I wear them out because I belong on stage. I wear them out because, well, I get hopped up on stage like a drug junkie gets hopped up on drugs that he became unhappy to, but he claims that he's unattached to use these things, but he usually brings himself down and others that are around him. All of his surroundings that surround him, there's nothing that is somewhat even close to being arousing. I'm the closest human being that has ever found him within the depths of his despair. His disparity had separated from me indefinitely. I feel like the outrageous statements that have been stated toward his name that most people claim as being so close to nameless, he may as well be anonymously told about. Yeah, his story gotta be throwing out the garbage because constantly he was spitting that trash. He was ridiculous with that math. that was hard to keep up with, because he was a secretive agent that came up with a new formulation that formulated a newer way in newer terms to say it differently. He grammatically corrected the mathematical world mathematically. Yeah, I can't believe how I had it to be. Yo, I feel like life is nothing but a tragedy. Yo, the tragedy seems to be seeing me through the trials and tribulations that exist. Everything that I think that I should've never ever smoked or took a toke on the piff. Yo, I feel like real life deals with unrealness, especially with the strife and stress. I feel like I need to not wife a girl that is looking right in a dress. I mean, she's looking tight, she's looking real right, she's looking real nice, she's up all night, that's all right, right? Wrong. Yo, this is where I righteously get along with my other darker side, my harsher side, my harder hitting artist side, my artery that did not decide to be as hard as me, but now he's a hardened heart that seems to not pump in my chest. I'm close to being a human being heartless, and yes, my X's and O's still say yes to me even though they know they shouldn't. Yes and no, they couldn't ever make their decision up. And I'm the sickest of pups that ever did exist in this stuff we call the rap game. Yeah, yo, I'm a dog that is under y'all, underdog. Yo, under the fog of the foggiest of flows, the fog will just go exist in the perimeter of my mind metaphorically. You never met a force to be forcibly the misfortunes that's being unfortunately seen by the third eye sight as something that is the epitome of life. Big old titties?
Yeah. Big old bitties.
What if?
Tickle the T and the B's.
Do you want that beat?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can you put trap? Is it about that?
Yeah, I'll